I almost went with a cheap mirrorless just to save money, but after seeing what happens when people underestimate their needs, I realized that one wrong choice can haunt you for years. If you're shopping for a serious small camera and you've ever regretted buying something that looked good on paper but fell apart in real life, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K G2 is the kind of purchase that actually feels smarter the longer you own it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What makes this camera different is that it's built for creators who don't want to compromise on image quality while still keeping the rig manageable. The EF mount opens the door to a massive lens ecosystem, so you're not locked into one brand or stuck paying for adapters down the road. If you already own Canon L-series or Sigma Art Glass, you can drop it right on and start shooting without extra hassle. That alone separates it from micro four thirds or fixed lens options where you eventually hit a wall and have to upgrade again. The 6K sensor delivers a level of detail that still surprises me when I grade the footage. Skin tones stay buttery, and the rolling shutter is manageable for handheld work as long as you keep the motion smooth. Where this camera shines is in controlled environments, interviews, product shots, narrative scenes where you can take your time with lighting and focus. The multiple recording options mean you can switch between BRAW and ProRes depending on your post workflow, which is a huge time saver if you're delivering to different clients. If you're the type who shoots run-and-gun events or needs reliable autofocus, this probably isn't the right tool. Blackmagic's autofocus is basic at best, and the menu system, while improved, still feels like it was designed by engineers who assumed you'd memorize every submenu. Low light performance is solid for a Super 35 sensor, but don't expect miracles. You'll still need to add light or bump the ISO, and the noise that creeps in at 3200 isn't pretty. If you're used to full-frame cameras that magically clean up in post, you'll have to adjust your expectations here. On the other hand, the dual native ISO helps a lot when you're stuck shooting in mixed lighting without a rig. The battery life is decent for a cinema camera, but it's not all day. Bring at least 2 batteries if you're planning a long shoot day, and consider the optional battery grip if you want to avoid swapping packs mid-scene. Stabilization is another area where this camera forces you to be intentional. There's no in-body stabilization, so if you're used to gimbal or tripod shots, you'll need to plan accordingly. The EF mount means you can pair it with a gimbal that supports heavier payloads, but that adds bulk and cost. If you're a solo shooter who needs everything in one body, this isn't it. If you're willing to build a system around it, the trade-offs make sense. Who should buy this? Working creators who need cinematic quality without the bulk of a full-sized camera. Hobbyists who are serious about learning color grading and want files that hold up in post. Educators who shoot tutorials with controlled lighting and can take their time setting up shots. If you're just starting out and your budget is tight, there are cheaper ways to learn the basics. But if you're at the point where you're frustrated by the limitations of consumer cameras and you're ready to invest in a tool that grows with you, this is the camera that won't hold you back. Who should skip it? Run-and-gun shooters who need autofocus and quick setups. Photographers who want a hybrid stills/video camera. Budget-conscious buyers who can't afford extra lenses, batteries, or accessories. If you're not prepared to deal with the learning curve of manual focus and post workflow, you'll end up frustrated. The biggest practical strength is the image quality and the flexibility of the file formats. You're getting broadcast-level footage in a body that fits in a backpack. The biggest practical weakness is the lack of autofocus and stabilization, which means you have to be more deliberate with your shooting style. If you're okay with that trade-off, this camera delivers where it counts. At the end of the day, this isn't a camera for everyone. It's for creators who value image quality over convenience and are willing to put in the work to get the shots right. If that sounds like you, the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K G2 is a smart buy that won't leave you wishing you'd spent more. Check it out using the link in the description if it fits your needs.